It's the beginning of January, and educators from the Cleveland recruiting area, fresh off of winter break, are sitting behind desks to do a little learning themselves. It's a field trip that takes professional development to a whole new level.
Fix it, amen!
Fix it, amen!
No, you're still not opening your mouth. I guess we need a rest so we can open our mouth, do we not?
The goal of this trip is to teach those on the front lines of the classrooms about the Corps, what they're looking for in potential recruits.
So do you understand? Amen. No, I said, do you understand?
All while giving them a little taste of boot camp.
It's probably the most amazing experience I've had in my life to see how all of this works and see these kids turn into Marines.
I've been to a lot of workshops and this ranks at the top. Being able to come here, learn, experience, and meet others, and really network, and be able to provide these resources and go back to a student and say, here's what the Marines mean, and here's what you can become.
Still wasn't all you, because I hear them in the back. Turn around. Step it out.
They're tossed into activities that recruits have to do.
No, I said, do you understand? Fix it.
From walking in formation, listening to drill instructors.
Sit up straight and look at me. My name is...
Learning to shoot an M16. Fighting with pugil sticks.
I won 3 short 15-second rounds in the pugil stick battle. And at the end of it, I was exhausted. Me and the other guy that I went against were both just totally out of gas.
And rappelling down a 47-foot tower, only after making their own harnesses out of rope. These educators from the Cleveland area are going through a leadership training exercise. It's what the recruits would be doing in one of the final phases of their training.
The things that we have learned here this week are immeasurable, that how successful they can be coming to the Marine Corps and being able to also have a college education, move on to be an officer, and pick just about any job that's out there that they want to do.
What I was most surprised about, I think, was the education background as well. A lot of the officers had bachelor's and master's degrees, and they have a huge emphasis on education. It was really cool.
The Marines here know that it's an opportunity of a lifetime to be part of the Marines, to defend and honor your country, and I hope that maybe these my students will be able to see that and want to do it as well.
Each one said, if you're given the chance to take this trip, don't think twice.
Take it, do it. Do it, experience it, have a great time, do the activities, just be willing and have an open mind.
Now you scream!
In Paris Island, Nadine Grimley, WKBN 27 First News.
Turn to the left, you're going to go straight. Throw up.
For 100 years, Paris Island has been home to the United States Marine Corps Recruit Depot for the Eastern region. There, civilians arrive and are transformed into the men and women of the Corps.
Approximately 20,000 come through these hatches each year. 17,000 are male and 3,000 are female.
We teach them our core values: honor, courage, commitment. Obviously, we have to set the example as well.
Every recruit that steps off the bus stands on these yellow footprints here on Paris Island, and then they're on their way to becoming a Marine.
From the very beginning when they get on the yellow footprints, teamwork is instilled upon them and tell them to work as a team throughout all 3 phases of recruit training.
The recruits are pushed to the limit. When they arrive, most of them are nervous, scared even. But at 18 or 19 years old, I would have felt the same, not knowing what to expect. They're yelled at nonstop by drill instructors, even when they eat at the chow hall. But seeing these recruits transform is a sense of pride for those in charge.
Keep going.
Even noting the increased confidence recruits show after what is arguably the most intense part of boot camp, a 54-hour session known as the Crucible. We got to watch as this platoon was crawling through the sand, carrying a gun and a box of ammo while maneuvering under barbed wire as a group, leaving no man behind, all on 4 hours of sleep a night. After finishing that, they are considered a Marine.
You see the difference. You see them standing straight up, taller, proud, with so much pride, and that's the thing that I like the most.
The training ends with a motivational run. Families line the roads, cheering them on. It's the first time they've seen their loved one in 13 weeks. The next day, an official ending with a graduation ceremony. Emotions from families, friends, and even spectators like myself running high as you see the newest members of the Marine Corps, the men and women on the front lines of defending our freedoms, standing united as one. In Paris Island, Nadine Grimley, WKBN 27 First News.
Stop by, ma'am.
It was the trip of a lifetime, getting to experience what it's like for a Marine.
Yes, ma'am.
But I'm only 5 feet tall, so it definitely proved to be entertaining. First up, learning to shoot in a simulator.
TJ, I'm terrible.
Then it was time for the real thing.
Oh, wow.
It was both terrifying and exhilarating holding an M16, a gun that's almost as tall as me.
That was a lot of fun, actually.
Photographer TJ Renninger also took a few shots. Then it was on to the confidence course.
For somebody who's short or vertically challenged, if you will, some of the obstacles are a little bit more challenging.
And challenging were they ever, from climbing a rope wall.
I think I'm too short for this.
There we go.
There you go.
I just let go.
Walking on a tilted balance beam. Participating in a pugil stick battle where I was up against a man.
So palm down, palm up, get down nice and low, and then on my whistle bust, I just want you to take one step forward. Tell her, okay.
Who was much taller than me.
Keep swinging!
But that didn't stop me from getting in a few hits too. Then there was this wall. The goal is to hoist yourself over it. Well, it was just a little bit taller than I was. But after a few tries and some help from several Marines, I finally made it to the other side.
You're not necessarily the tallest person in the world, and it's been pretty cool to see you get out there and really get after it. So I think it was really neat.
Then there was swinging like Tarzan, and probably the most terrifying, at least for me, rappelling down this 47-foot tower, wearing a GoPro and a harness made of rope that I tied myself. I even walked through the gas chamber, and when I came out, my eyes were burning and my nose running.
So to have someone like yourself come out, you fully immerse yourself in the program, get out there, get on all the obstacles, do everything, absorb as much as you can, that was really great to see.
And even though those drill instructors were a lot more lenient on me than the recruits, it gives you a whole new level of respect for what they willingly endure. In Paris Island, Nadine Grimley, WKBN 27 First News.
We've been here in the community of Hackleburg helping out, clean up the debris and helping people get back in their homes.
This is a neighbor. I just actually live just across the way there, and a tree fell and hit his house here, and we're just trying to clear it away. Clean up and get the trees off of their houses.
Clearing limbs, any kind of debris that's in their yard. There's metal.
Feel like that's what it's all about, it's to help your fellow man.
Gives them hope. It helps them, know that other people care about them. We all need help at some point.
Oh, they really appreciate it. Some of them are really amazed that anyone would show up and to do it for free.
It makes us feel good to be able to come out and help them.
I really enjoy coming and helping.
It's really close to home, so we felt like we needed to come out and help.
We couldn't do it without them, and it's still ongoing, and we're gonna have a lot more, and we hopefully we'll have more people show up and their support.
Military families are used to waiting. Family members of the 838th have been waiting 10 months for this moment. 130 men and women were reunited with their families late Friday night at Packard Music Hall in Warren. There were tears, kisses, and lots of hugs. Danny Harris's family wore custom-made shirts to welcome him home.
And I was so afraid I wasn't going to recognize him, and it was like, but I saw it in his eyes.
It feels like I'm dreaming. It's like we've waited so long.
This was Danny's first deployment. The 838th is a military police company. They provided round-the-clock security and force protection at 3 locations in Afghanistan. Since their job involved security, soldiers couldn't tell their families much.
There's no words to explain how good you feel when you can touch your kids and know that they're safe, you know, and when they're far away, all you can do is pray.
The proud parents can't put into words how happy they are to have their son home. And they have some special things lined up for him.
We got our Christmas tree up and his Christmas gifts ready to go, so.
The Harrises and other families were able to get a head start on making up for lost time. The company got back in town almost an hour before they were supposed to. For now, the soldiers are on leave, where their only duty is to be with their friends and family.
It means so much more to watch soldiers on TV and see TV programs and then actually know what it feels like now, so.
In Warren, Julie Bursick, WKBN 27 First News.